Hello everyone, welcome to this new series on building scalable data solutions for machine learning and data science with AWS. This series is for those people who want to train their machine learning models on really large datasets. Training a machine learning model is a different thing, but training it on real big datasets is a completely different animal. Because for this we require a fully functional data infrastructure to support one such process, and that's where AWS can really help us. AWS has a lot of tools and services which are fully managed and which can be used to make our life easy for training our machine learning models on really large datasets. If we consider a few core functionalities of AWS, it provides us scalable storage where we can build databases, data warehouses, and data lakes. It provides all kind of server-based and serverless computing capabilities for big data. It comes up with a lot of analytics tools for ETL and visualization. Governance for data quality, security, and compliances becomes very easy on AWS. And integrating our models with third-party APIs or third-party systems like OpenAI or GCP is also seamless on AWS. This is highly scalable. It is quite flexible. It supports all data formats, and doing experiments on AWS is very easy. This is quite durable. We can be 99.999 and continue 9 for 12 times percent sure that the data that we store in AWS will be safe. AWS is highly available, and top products like Netflix and entire Amazon website is based on AWS. And it is cost effective. There is no upfront cost to set up one such data infrastructure on premise. On AWS, you pay as you go. So these are a few core benefits. And if we can understand all these tools and services on AWS, we will be able to build our own data solutions and can train models on really large datasets. So this video is dedicated to understand these tools and services from a bird eye viewpoint, which help us create a solution architecture in the upcoming videos. So AWS has a global infrastructure, a global network on all the continents. And in these different regions, AWS provides availability zones. Every availability zones have data centers which are separated miles apart, and they are connected with each other with multiple internet connections. So whenever you upload your data on AWS, this data gets replicated to different availability zones. So even if one availability zone is completely destroyed due to earthquake or any other disaster, even in that case your data is secure. That's why this is highly durable and highly available system. Let us understand some core services of AWS which we can directly use to build a scalable data science pipeline. If we consider storage, AWS provides multiple tools and services like Amazon S3, where you can store structured and unstructured data for scale. Elastic block storage can be associated with any EC2 instance in the same availability zone. And if you want a file storage system for low latency retrieval of your data, if that is the project demand, then you can use Elastic File Storage System, EFS. With that, If there are some compliance issues and you need to save data for long term, and that data is not required frequently for any kind of computation, just that needs to be stored for regulatory purposes or for compliances, a low cost data backup and storage can be provided by AWS Glacier. If we talk about compute services, EC2 instance, the elastic compute, is your CPU in the cloud. You can configure the memory and the CPU usage and other parameters. Elastic Kubernetes services makes the entire deployment very easy because it is fully managed. Lambda is a serverless computation capability. And if you want to run batch operations for your machine learning project, you can use AWS Batch. So if you work with any SQL database, let's say MySQL or Oracle SQL, AWS RDS, Relational Database Service, is a fully managed relational database service that you can use to manage your databases. If you want a fully managed NoSQL database service, then you can use DynamoDB. If your system requires very fast read-write operations in some cases like that may be used in high frequency trading scenarios, then you can use AWS Elasticache. Or if you want a fully managed graph-based database service, you can use AWS Snapchain. With this, there are so many analytics tools and services that we can use on AWS. Kinesis is a real-time data ingestion pipeline. If you want to run your model on Hadoop clusters, you can use AWS Elastic MapReduce. This can be integrated with Spark or Hadoop as you like. With Athena, you can run SQL-like queries and can search big data which is stored on S3. And with Redshift, you can build fully managed data warehouses. Towards machine learning, AWS SageMaker is a fully managed machine learning service. So even if you are not completely aware of all machine learning tools and jargon, you can still use AWS SageMaker and can train your model on really large datasets. AWS Recognition is a suite of state-of-the-art computer vision capabilities. You can use AWS Comprehend to use all natural language processing capabilities provided by Amazon. And you can use Transcribe to use all the speech synthesis related AI which is pre-created and ready to use on AWS. On deployment side, you can use CloudFormation to create templates to automate redundant deployment. You can use Code Pipeline, which is a fully managed continuous delivery pipeline. So you can use Code Pipeline for fully managed CI/CD, and you can also use Beanstack. These are some of the tools that are there on AWS. From IoT to big data, AWS comes with a suite of fully managed tools and services. If we talk about the capability of AWS, Netflix stores all its videos on Redshift and uses SageMaker to build models for recommendation. The weather company uses Kinesis for real-time streaming of data from all the sensors all across the world and uses S3 to store it. NFL also uses Kinesis to stream real-time videos and use AWS Recognition for video analytics to provide insights to coaches and players. Allen Institute of Brain Sciences uses S3 to store high resolution brain imagery and use SageMaker to build custom models, and AWS recognition to use pre-created deep learning models on computer vision. Zillow is a big property rate recommendation company. It uses Redshift to store huge property data and uses SageMaker to predict the housing prices in US market. So as we can see that there are scalable products, scalable machine learning solutions which are deployed on AWS, and AWS is acting as a backbone for them. So if we can understand these tools and services, and if we can learn to design a scalable solution architecture for our machine learning and data science pipeline, it can take our products to a completely different scale. Thank you.